We are diving back into Halloween Cup with a fantastic line. We're gonna use Shadow Tyranitar, which is already doing all the work here for the first battle, and I just want to showcase this first battle even though my opponent lagged a little bit, so that I can fully showcase the true capabilities of this Pokemon, able to reach not only to the farm down against Marowak but the one shot against that Escavalier, and now we are also gonna do severe damage to Skuntank. So as you can see here, we're having now Fortress and we're just gonna win this battle super easy. So the main strategy of this team is the sandwich strategy. What I mean by this, you have a Pokemon that can cover the charm weakness, especially the fairy types, up in front with Golbat, and also one at the back, while in between you're gonna feed that extremely weak Pokemon to those fairy moves, and that is obviously Tyranitar. With Fortress being a steel type, you are also gonna get coverage against other threats, because if you didn't know already, steel typing is the best defensive type overall in the Pokemon community. So right here we're gonna get hit by an RLAce, but I have to block if I want to completely farm down. Doing so, I can still get to my Poison Fang and still guarantee somehow that I can have one more for the end game. You never know what will happen. Now Fortress can go in and start having kind of a good matchup against this Nidoqueen, because even though we get hit by this Earth Power, we can easily go here for the bait. I'm expecting the shield, to be honest, so here it is, attack fell, which can be pretty crucial, and now they're gonna fire off their move. This has to be the Earth Power, otherwise we can still survive and still reach to the Earthquake for the nuke. They are gonna take it even though they had the shield, and now it's all up to this Nidorina. All we have to do here is to go ahead and bring our Pokemon into play, but they're gonna go for the dig, which was not expected at all. I thought they were gonna have Poison Fang and Thunderbolt, I believe, but still dig is an absolute crazy move that I totally forgot that Nidorina is having, but doesn't matter. Our Pokemon here can still do a lot of solid work even against that Nidorina, and now we can reach to our Poison Fang for some cheap damage. They can still survive with 1 HP, but the final backbite will pass through before they reach to their charge attack, so there goes that, and we're gonna get that really sweaty victory. Into the next battle now, and we're having Zvilus up in front. So this Pokemon is always bad news for my Golbat, but how I want to play this is always to go for the Poison Fang. Most likely they are gonna take it and then switch out to Fortress. Doing so, you can draw out the fighting weakness that Tyranitar is having, and doing so, we also manage to get the Toxic Rock out of the way, which is pretty great. At this point, we're just gonna get dominated by those moves, but also we got a shield in the process. With that in mind, now we can go in with Golbat, start farming down all that crucial energy, and of course we can get out of here with a fair amount of energy points on our flying bat. So here comes now our Poison Fang on that poor Zvilus, and I have a feeling that I need to block over here no matter what happens. We have 2 shields, they have 1, so let's have the upper hand on whatever they have at the back. Shadow Ball now on that poor Toxapex, so the battle is definitely not over yet, but still we can do so much damage back at them with our Tyranitar. Tyranitar will be in deep trouble if they get to those brines and pass at least one through, but still, as you can see, we have so much energy to spare. 1 brutal swing for the Toxapex, 1 more for the Zvilus, and Tyranitar will once again emerge victorious, even though we did not have a very favorable matchup for our side. Golbat now against Galvantula, a very bad lead. You need to get out of there as soon as possible, and we're gonna see that they're gonna get to the early discharge. This means now that my Fortress is severely hurt, but hopefully this is what I like about this Pokemon. It can be used like a punching bag to draw out the fighter and also provide heavy nukes with that Earthquake. Look at how little damage now they have on the Escavalier, and obviously here I'm gonna go in with Golbat. Not only I can farm down, but also I can survive the incoming move, which is pretty great. And now with Galvantula at the back, I know that I have to get them to almost no HP with a simple Poison Fang. I'm expecting them to throw the energy, otherwise if they shielded I could switch out, but since they want to take the move at the back, they are gonna have the Shadow Alola Ninetales, but this time with a twist. They have Powder Snow, which is absolutely great, and we can take advantage of that by completely farming down with our Smackdowns. Are you kidding me? When I saw that fairy typing, I was like, okay, we're gonna get farmed down in 3 seconds, but as it seems they're gonna have the Powder Snow version, and that that can work only towards our good fortune. Into the next battle now, and we have this Dragalge up in front. So this Pokemon is kinda weird, okay, because it has a ton of neutral matchups in the meta. Even against fairy types, it can still hold on its own. That's why people are using it. And I also have showcased on my channel a trainer that has reached number 64 worldwide, which is absolutely crazy, using this Pokemon on his team. So anyways, now we're gonna use that Earthquake on the Azumarill, and of course I'm expecting a lot of damage and even more than that, but yeah, Azumarill is still pretty bulky for the metas of Great League. So Hydro Pump now, which is a move I never saw coming, and before I get farmed down, I will get to my Mirror Shot. This will do some cheap damage on that Azumarill, but of course we are in deep trouble because they still have some energy on the Dragalge. So at the back they have Jellicent. All I have to do here is to go for the CMB. I know they need 4 of those hexes, but unfortunately even Brutal Swing from a Shadow Tyranitar is not enough to one-shot down Jellicent. I definitely did not expect that, and now with Dragalge returning into the battle, they're gonna finish us off with Style and that final Aqua Tail. So even if we could finish off this Pokemon, the Jellicent, even if we could survive with a lot of HP on our Tyranitar, they still had an Aqua Tail ready to go, so yeah, that could have been a loss anyways, so well played to my opponent for sure. Into the next battle now, we're having this Mandibuzz up against Golbat, and you know what, this is kinda good, I guess. We can still go ahead and throw those Poison Fangs, and unlike the previous version of that Mandibuzz, this time they do not have Air Slash, they have Snarl, and we can definitely go toe to toe even against this version. So here comes the final Poison Fang to finish them off, and at the back they have Toxapex. With that in mind, I know that my Fortress can kinda wall down this Pokemon completely because we take minimal damage from the brines, and of course those poison jabs are resisted by a lot. So with that in mind now, we're gonna have our Earthquake for big damage, but they manage to block. I don't care, I'm still gonna get to another Earthquake no matter what happens. Another brine is coming up, we can definitely survive this, and let's get now super close to the next Earthquake. Of course I'm gonna block here because I can definitely get that final shield out of play if they want to shield, of course, and protect their Toxapex. And with that in mind now, we're gonna be able to go ahead and push for them in order to use that final brine. We can easily go in now with Tyranitar. At the back they have a Carbink, so the battle is definitely not over yet. I know that one Stone Edge will not be enough to finish off that super bulky Pokemon, but look at the damage output. How much damage was that to a super bulky one? So yeah, we're just gonna blow whatever they have now, and of course right after we can farm down at a point that we have another Stone Edge to finish off that poor Toxapex out of the way, and we're gonna get another amazing victory with our Tyranitar as an amazing closer. Toxapex now into the next battle, and let's see how well this is gonna unfold because we have already the Shadow Ball coming up. This is gonna include a lot of damage in a single move, but still they can survive it like a boss. So here comes now the switch out to my Fortress, trying to catch one brine, I guess, and let's see how well they will respond to this, because as always you need to go aggressively on your switch to that Fortress so that the opponent will throw their counter user at the back, either a Escavalier or a Toxacroc. So with that in mind now, we're gonna see that Golbat is gonna return into the battle, trying to one-shot down the Runerigus. I was not expecting a shield because they still could have had something like, I don't know, an Electric type at the back, or a Carbink which can finish off my Golbat here, but as it seems this opponent decides to go ahead and stay in. You know what, I'm just gonna go ahead on my own and absolutely have the upper hand with Tyranitar. So here is the Electric type that I was talking about, and it is gonna be Chargeback. This is a not that unique backline, to be honest, so we can easily predict it. Farming down with the Smackdowns, Toxapex now returning for the final time most probably, and of course by shielding here the brine we can somehow guarantee to finish off this Pokemon with ease. We know that Runerigus will resist our Smackdowns, but still they have only 2 or 3 HP remaining, so we can easily finish it off with a single Smackdown. They know that, so they will back out. Into the final battle now, trainers, and we're having Shadow Scissor up in front with a Skeletrage on the switch. Are you kidding me? This is great news for our Tyranitar. These battles are must-see, must-watch battles because of that Shadow Tyranitar. This Pokemon is absolutely insane, paired up with the correct Pokemon, and I think with Fortress and Golbat they really make the best out of Shadow Tyranitar. Able to get the shield from that Scissor as well, which is absolutely great, and now we can return into the battle with our Golbat. I'm expecting the Night Slash, to be honest, so no reason to go ahead and block here, while I can still rely on my Fortress for the end game. But what could they have at the back as a third one? So here comes the Night Slash, we're gonna take it, and at the back there is a Toxapex, so all we have to do here is to reach to the Earthquakes as fast as possible. Of course, 2 Brines here might actually do the trick up against us, so the battle is definitely not over yet. Earthquake is coming up. Are they gonna expect it? Yes, they are, so they are gonna go for the block. So as it seems at this point we're getting super close to the Earthquake, but we need to sacrifice our final shield before going down. So yeah, I don't think we can win that easy here, but let's see how my opponent sets to play this, because as it seems we can still reach to that Mirror Shot. This means now that we can guarantee the knockout against Toxapex, and now Scissor will fall down to the remaining wing attacks from our Golbat into a very sweaty once again win with his team. Thank you for watching, trainers, and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you already haven't, and to be honest, I don't know why you haven't subscribed yet. Here are 2 videos for you to check out, feel free to check them out, and I will see you all into the next one.